Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So we are back again for BookList Thursday. We're back again with bad lighting because it's dark out at way too early right now. It's fine. But anyways, so it's BookList Thursday. That's something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. In all of November, we have been picking the genres that we are most thankful for and then giving you some recommendations in that genre as well as some books that we are really excited for and looking forward to. So, so far I've talked about historical fiction as well as thrillers. This week, I'm going to talk about YA, which I was a little surprised and I wasn't expecting myself to pick this, but as I was going through and looking at the books I've been really enjoying lately, I kind of tend to navigate towards YA, and I'm very thankful for it because it always tends to give me that little bit of a break, especially after I've read, Stormy's back, especially after I've read too many serious books in a row. A good YA in the midst of it is just something that I need. And I must also say that YAs seem to have been getting better lately, and maybe better is not the right word, but they seem to, the subjects that are being talked about and written about, I don't know, are just really intriguing me, whether it's YA or not. So I have 3 books that I highly recommend for you to read in the YA genre and 3 books that I'm really excited about. So let's get started with those. All right, so the first one I have is probably the most recent YA that I've read and just can't stop talking about, and that is How to Hang a Witch by Adriana Mather. I read this in October. It's very Halloween-esque because it talks about the Salem witch trials, and so it follows our main character. What's her name? Sam. Nope. Yeah, our main character Sam. She just moves back to Salem. I think she lived in New York with her dad and her stepmom, and her dad's really sick, and so they had to kind of sell their really great apartment in New York City and move back to his hometown to save money while he gets better. And moving back to Salem kind of has some implications because she is a direct descendant of one of the people that was involved in the accusations of the Salem witch trials. And so she runs into the descendants of the witches, and there's some hostility there, and there's a mystery, and there's a curse, and it is all kinds of witchy vibes, and it's fabulous. I really liked it. There was a bit of a part of this book that was very quote-unquote YA-ish that I could have gone without, but I'm kind of like, I'm fine with it. A little unbelievable, but I was fine with it. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. And there is a sequel to it, which I thought I had. I have. It's down at the bottom, but I can't wait to read that one. I think next Halloween, probably. The next one I'm going to talk about, the next 2 are kind of authors that write YA books that I highly recommend. The first one is Morgan Matson. I read The Unexpected Everything this past summer. I've read Amy and Roger's epic Detour a couple summers ago, and then what was the other one I read? It's like something gone. Since You've Been Gone. So the only one I haven't read of Morgan Matson is Second Chance Summer, which I've heard is also great. So I tend to read Morgan Matson in the summer. They tend to be very summery type YA feels to them, very easy reads. This one follows our main character, Andy, and she kind of had everything planned out for her last summer. Before college started, she was going to do this great internship and it was going to be fantastic, and then she finds out that that is fallen through, and she ends up being a dog walker for the summer, which is not something she had in mind, not something that could be put on her resume or on her application to show kind of what she's done, and it turns into this really great adventure. So again, lighthearted, love the stories, a little predictable, but again, when I'm in the mood for something like that, it's perfect. The next author I'm highly recommend is Ruta Sepetys. This is Salt of the Sea. This follows the sinking of the Wilhelm Gustloff, which is a ship that was sank by the Russians during World War II. It's a German ship. Ruta Sepetys does her research. I saw her speak about a year and a half ago. She came She was right across the street from where I was working. So I like blocked my calendar and went over there and listened to her. But she took research around the Wilhelm Gustloff, and she took, I'd say, maybe about 50 families and kind of condensed all of their stories into, I believe there's like 5 main characters in here, which I love how she writes because it's character by character. So like each chapter is a different character. They're short chapters. It's a really fabulous story told from the eyes of children who are trying to get on this boat. And we know that the Wilhelm Gustloff sinks. And so it's interesting to read these characters getting onto this boat when we know it's going to happen. It was fabulous. I've also read her book, Between Shades of Grey, and I'm super excited for her next one. So highly, highly suggest. You'll learn a little something. It's a great story. It tugs at your heartstrings. It's fabulous. So those are the 3 that I'm recommending. And then here are the 3 I am really looking forward to. So first one is probably not going to be a surprise. Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys. I can't talk about her enough as an author. This is going to follow the Madrid 1957 and the Spanish Civil War. I don't know. I can't wait. This is a little bit of a bigger book than I've experienced with Ruta Sepetys writing before. I mean, we're almost 500 pages in this one. So, but I've heard fabulous things. This was my book of the month club. October, I think, is when I got this. My book club is reading this for our January meeting. So this is definitely coming up soon. And I cannot wait to devour this book. The next one I'm really excited for is Dangerous Girls by Abigail Hayes. This one, a little bit of crime involved. So we have spring break in Aruba, and Anna is supposed to have the time of her life, but then her best friend is found brutally murdered while they are down there, and police investigation gets very interesting, and I believe Anna gets accused of her murder, right? Sounds so interesting. And it's been like on my TBR a number of times. I don't know what my problem is. That feels very like, should read it in like March, like spring break time. The next one I'm super excited for, again, it's probably not gonna be a surprise, but it's Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Sarah recommends this book like up and down, all over the place. So I'm excited because she's excited. Basically, as humanity has kind of conquered all sickness, disease, war, misery, like everything is glorious. There's nothing out there that is going to kind of kill humans naturally. We need to keep our population under control. And so these scythes are the only ones that can end a life. And they're commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. We follow Citra and Rowan, who are chosen as to apprentice a scythe. Neither of them want that role, but they have to master the art of taking life. And this also has the second book they have down here, which is Thunderhead, and I think there's a third one out. So yeah, that's also on my radar. I'm very excited to read. So those are my YA books, my recommendations, why I like YA, kind of what I'm looking forward to. Leave a comment below. I want more suggestions. You guys really stepped up for my thriller and my historical fiction ones. I've gotten, oh my gosh, a list of books that I'm definitely interested in and like already scouring Book Outlet for and seeing if I can find some from the library sale. So I'm very excited about that. Please don't disappoint. Send me some YA book recommendations below. I want to check them out. And as always, hop over to Sarah's channel at Sarah's Nightstand and see what genre she picks this week. I don't know. Maybe we'll have the same one. I have no idea. We don't talk about that. So check her video out, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you later. Bye. That was Max running through, so you might hear him or see him, but talked about, oh yeah!